Hey, so today we're going to talk to you about all the pros and all the cons of living in one of the hippest neighborhoods in Denver. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss it. It's another awesome day in Denver. I'm Cheryl Crown.
And I'm Nikki Burson.
And we are living in Denver, Colorado. If you're thinking about making a move to Denver, or you already live here and you want to move within the great city of Denver, you've come to the right place. Because Nikki and I live here, we can give you the inside scoop on everything Denver. So please be sure to tap the bell below for notifications and subscribe to the channel so you can be the first one to know the next time we drop a new video. And although we are real estate experts in the Denver metro area, the main purpose of these videos is to inform you. So please be sure to email us or shoot us a text or give us a call so we can answer any questions you may have about living in Denver. And our Living in Denver, Colorado team personally responds to each and every communication that we receive. So regardless of your time frame, we've totally got you covered. So with that, let's check out Englewood. So before we get started today, I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to our newest team member. Nikki Burson has been with us for several months, and in Michelle's absence, she's going to help me today with the Englewood pros and cons video. So just wanted to let you know that, and she's been an awesome team member to work with, and we're just so happy to have her.
Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. So Englewood, Colorado, we did do, well, we haven't done actually the vlog on Englewood yet. We're gonna start with the pros and cons, and we'll follow up with the vlog that gives you more details about like housing prices and all of like the ins and outs of Englewood itself. But today we're gonna talk about all the good and all the bad, and not necessarily good and bad. It really depends on who you are and what your priorities are, right? So
where you wanna live.
Yep, exactly. What works for you. I mean, a pro to someone could be a con to somebody else. Anyhow, Englewood is the original, the OG suburb of Denver. It was actually established in 1903, and it's located just south of Denver.
And it's actually about a 10-minute drive from Denver, so it's
super
pretty close. A lot of the highways butt up to that, so if you have a commute, there's easy access to I-25, 225, and it's actually home to around 35,000 residents in a small 6.6 area perimeter.
Yeah, it's a really small space for 35,000 people. Another cool stat that I read on niche.com, or actually no, I think it was on the Englewood website, it's home to the third largest community of millennials in Colorado. So if you're a millennial, it might be the place for you.
Very hip.
Absolutely, totally got the hipster vibe. So, pro number one of Englewood, Colorado, we think, is how established it is and its cultural hipness, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Very trendy.
Super trendy, and it's actually like just recently, I mean, when I say recently, in the past decade, become that real hipster trendy vibe. So you'll find houses in Englewood that were built in the 1900s. Some of them are still original because they have to be. Some have been remodeled, minorly or majorly on the inside.
Yeah, some are scrapes.
Exactly.
There's a lot of old builds, there's new builds. A lot of the original brickwork is a part of a lot of the buildings there. One thing that's unique about houses in Englewood is that a lot of the original houses will be brick. And in the back, they'll have the garage, so it's completely separate, and there'll be an alleyway.
It's a detached garage, and so instead of having a driveway, in a typical suburban setting, exactly, you would drive in your driveway and drive into your garage and walk into your house. Well, in Englewood, there's an alley that goes behind all the properties, like Nicole mentioned. There's separate detached garages, and actually a lot of people are putting in ADUs. Yep. Additional dwelling units. Is that what that stands for? ADU?
Yeah.
Okay.
Additional dwelling units. So you could have a short-term rental out of there if you
Airbnb,
abide with the county laws or whatever.
Right.
That's definitely an option for you.
Yeah. You have to check with the county, but that's definitely something that's happening.
Or older kids. A lot of people are living with their parents.
Multi-generational.
Just because of the cost of living right now. So that's another option.
Yeah, absolutely. It does open up a lot of options for that. And in addition, you'll find art museums, and there's a civic center and a rec center. Lots of opportunities for cultural experiences in Englewood, and I think that that's a big draw for
I think it's probably one of the epitomes of the Denver feel and the Denver experience.
Totally. It's definitely got a urban Denver vibe for sure. So pro number two, accessibility. Walkability is amazing in Englewood, depending on where you are, but if you're anywhere near the South Broadway area, there's shopping, there's dining, there's coffee shops, there's cafes, there's lunch places, there's breakfast places, there's boutiques. pretty much anything you want to go check out, you can in Englewood. And then as far as RTD, there's buses.
Light rail.
Yeah.
Light rail is close, and also if you're thinking about moving to Englewood, it's about a 20-minute drive to the foothills into the mountains.
Right.
So it's close to the mountains too.
Yeah,
if
you just
you're
whip along.
one of those outdoorsy type people.
Yeah, 285 will take you right over to 470. And then you've also got Santa Fe, which is 85, that takes you north and south. And then I-25 is
a lot of easy connections if you have a commute or you
Yes.
have people, friends or family that live in different areas of Denver. I would say that Englewood is one of those central places to be.
100% agree. Moving on to pro number 3, parks. 30 plus parks in a 6.6 square mile area. I think the top 3 parks in Englewood, the first one is Cushing Park. They actually just had a huge renovation remodel last spring and they added a skate park. So that's been a really big draw. And then Centennial Park, that's really cool because it has, well, they call it a lake, but it's more like a big pond.
Yeah, well, it's somewhere you can fish.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you can go fishing. And so I like Centennial Park. And then the third one,
Bellevue Park.
Bellevue Park, that's right.
Yep, Bellevue Park. Lots of golf courses. There's tennis courts around there.
It's actually I think it's a mini golf course there.
Yeah, mini golf.
Yep.
Mini golf. But I think one of the things that I like about all of the parks in the Englewood area, for those people that have dogs or pets, there's a lot of them that are pet and dog friendly. So you'll see a lot of people running, jogging, walking with their families and with their pets. So that's another plus.
Absolutely. And we'll include the link to the City of Englewood's website so you can take a look at all the parks they have to offer. And they actually have like a dog park specific tab where you can check that out too. And also at Bellevue Park, they have that train. So I used to take my kids are now 16 and 19. They're not really into trains anymore, but when they were young, we would go to Bellevue Park and ride the train. You can also rent pavilions there for picnics. They have picnic areas.
Family get-togethers,
Yes.
reunions, gatherings,
Yes.
parties.
Weddings, whatever. Another pro, I know we're all on the pros, we're gonna get to the cons, it was kind of hard to find them, but dining and nightlife. So niche.com gave Englewood an A+ for nightlife, bars, places to hang out, dance, listen to music, that kind of thing. But also the dining is so awesome because it's not chains.
Denver has an amazing food scene. There's a lot of people opening small boutique restaurants, right? So there's not a lot of chains,
Intimate,
I would say, in the Englewood
Absolutely.
setting.
There's a place called the Whiskey Biscuit. I've never been there. Maybe we'll do our Englewood vlog there and finish it.
And there's Cafe 180.
Yeah, Cafe 180.
Also,
That's
yeah.
amazing for lunch. And then there's a breakfast place.
Breakfast Queen.
Breakfast Queen.
And then there's plenty of coffee shops. And I'm not talking Starbucks. I'm
No.
talking the, mom and pop coffee shops that are gonna give you that once in a lifetime experience espresso drink.
Yeah, you just grab your laptop and
Yeah.
head to a coffee shop somewhere on South Broadway and enjoy the scene and the vibe and the hipness. Next top pro, job opportunities. Well, first of all, there are 3 huge hospitals in Englewood. So you've got Swedish, Porter, and
Craig
Hospital. Yes, that's right.
Rehabilitation Hospital.
Yes, exactly. So there's a ton of medical professionals in the Englewood area, a lot of nurses, a lot of physicians, a lot of people who work in hospitals and doctors' offices and that kind of thing. So that's a great job opportunity. And also, it's indicative of the type of people you're gonna have as neighbors. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Another plus too that I was just thinking about is if you decided to get into one of those places that does have an accessory dwelling unit, you could also, do a midterm rentals for
Absolutely.
nurses,
Traveling
physicians.
nurses.
Yes, and that's a huge opportunity as well.
Absolutely. And then you've got other businesses like Dish Network, Aero Electronics, and Wells Fargo. And there's tons of other ones, but those are just the big ones that popped out.
Also, if you're one of those people that works at home,
Right, yeah.
I mean, due to how many parks they have in between all these new builds, or historical houses that are still there, you can go right out your door and be able to walk around and
Yeah, absolutely. And you can probably hit a park within a block,
Yes.
considering there's so many.
Yeah.
They're really quiet too. My experience in Englewood is when you go and hang out at a park there, it's serene and it's not like,
not
unless you're
traffic
right.
noise.
Unless you're going to Centennial or Bellevue or Cushing, one of those. But yes, it's
a little more popular.
Yeah, the pocket parks. I like the pocket parks. So now we're going to move on to the cons. And one bit of information that I think some people are confused about is that Englewood is not part of Cherry Creek School District. It's actually Englewood School District. And according to niche.com, it receives a B-, which, I mean, all in all, it's not a terrible rating, but as always, as we say in every single one of our videos, schools are important for resale. So it's always important, regardless of whether you aren't having kids or you're an empty nester or you have children, you know, whatever your family circumstance is or your personal circumstance, it's always really important to consider the schools. And so just because Englewood as a whole has a B-, it doesn't mean that every single school in Englewood isn't performing at an A level, and it doesn't mean that you know everyone is performing at a C level, you know, so it just depends on the school and the feeder. And
there's a lot of private school and charter school options in Englewood. So if that's something that you want to consider, that's something that you can do. It also butts up to the Cherry Creek School District, which is a highly valued school district in Colorado. So that's also an option if you want to open enroll.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and it's right there. I mean, literally Englewood butts up to Cherry Creek School District. So I do know several people who open enroll their children at Cherry Creek for that reason. And so it's, you know, there are options. So we say it's a con, but it's not necessarily
There's not
a con.
a lot of cons for Englewood.
No, there's really not. There's really not.
Not for the Denver experience.
No. And you know, the only other con we could really come up with was a crime rating, according to niche.com, is a C. But you're 10 minutes south of Denver. I mean, it's an urban experience.
It's a huge metropolitan district.
Exactly.
So Englewood is just one of the suburbs, and it's super close. So of course they're gonna rate it a little bit lower, you know, on the crime scale.
Yeah, and they base that based on incidences. And I mean, I'd say Denver as a whole, I feel safe living here.
Englewood is not a bad quote unquote neighborhood to live in Denver. So
exactly, it's all relative. But I mean, if you're looking for suburban, like current, newer suburban lifestyle, Englewood probably
it's eclectic.
Yes, exactly. Englewood's probably not for you because it is eclectic and it is diverse and it is, you know, it's there's no HOAs, and you know, you can find one house that hasn't been maintained and another house that's brand new. Scraped, but it's an up and coming place. And I mean, if you're looking for dining and music and nightlife,
exposing your kids to the type of culture that Denver provides, Englewood, it's a good choice.
Yeah, and you can always hop in the car and drive to Parker for a parade if you want to.
Or go skiing up in Breckenridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Hour and a half away.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. No, and I mean, we didn't really talk about proximity to the airport. I'd say it's, again, centrally located. You can actually hop on light rail and head to the airport, or you just hop on 25 to 225 to Pena, or 70 to Pena, and you're there in probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes, I would say.
So anyhow, there's all of our information on the pros and cons of living in Englewood. Stay tuned for our Englewood vlog, which will be dropping in the next couple weeks. And as always, if you have any feedback or you have any comments or any suggestions for us, please put them in the comments below. You can find all of our contact information in the description. And, you know, call, text, email.
Yeah, reach out. Let us know what questions you have.
Absolutely, absolutely. And please subscribe. It really helps us to get great exposure and help more people move to Denver.
And then we'll make more videos for you guys.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.